Okay. So the Pivo app was being difficult. So we're just doing regular video. So unfortunately, it's not going to zoom much. Let's see if we can move everything. All right. So, a girl. Good girl. So now I'm going to ask her for something a little bit more complex. And we're playing it on hard mode because we're in a field. Usually I would use an arena wall or something for this. But I want to stay in her area that she's comfortable in for today since we're still new to each other. So I'm going to ask her to back up. I'm going to ask her to back up from my position being here. I'll move myself. There we go. I'm going to ask her to back up from my position being here. I'm going to position myself in a way where I know she can see me. So I'm just going to ask her to stand there. And then I'm going to, again, I'm going to set my intention. My intention is for her to back up away from me. And my body is going to lean. Good. And then I'm going to relax because she gave me one step. So again, setting my intention. My body is starting to say it. Good. And one step. So I acknowledge it. That's the right answer. Doing it again. Intention, body, aids, closing the door. There we go. And then she becomes crooked. It's okay right now. What I can do once I start for asking for more steps and she's inevitably going to become crooked, I can use my flag on either side to again close those doors. So again, intention, putting feel in the rope here so that she pays attention to me. My body's saying it. My aids are saying it. Good. 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 Yeah. Good. Good. Nice. So she had a reaction. That's okay. Because what we're practicing here is not her being perfect, but instead I want her to practice emotional dynamicism, I guess, is how you would say that. I want her to realize and practice that she can get startled, she can get worked up, and then she can come right back down. She can come right back down. And so I'm going to give her the option to engage with this thing that startled her. You can see she's kind of in a freezy spot, right? Her neck's high, her back is tight. She's not acknowledging the thing that she apparently was startled by. And so I'm just going to make a little neutral noise with this thing until she notices it. And she's starting to slowly notice it a little bit. Notice my body is neutral. It's not telling her to go anywhere. And so I can just experiment here with how to get her out of this freezy state, right? She does have her back leg cocked, but you can see the tension in her body, right? So I could come up to her and I could ask her, Hey, bring this neck down. Relax a little bit. But stay there. Good girl. So again, now she's in a more neutral spot. She's not holding as much tension in her body than she did. Again, I can ask her to come back down. Good. I can ask her again. Good. That was the right answer. Good. I'm going to ask her to come towards me. Ask her to come towards, and then I'm going to ask her to stop there. Again, I'm going to try to draw her attention back to me. I'm going to ask for that back up. Good. And she's starting to become more reliable for it. So now I can ask for a little bit more. In between each step, I'm going to acknowledge that she's doing the right thing, and then I can just ask for another step. So I'm going to have her walk a little towards me so we don't get out of camera frame. And then I'm going to ask and release, and ask and release, and ask and release, and ask and release, and ask and release. That's a beautiful, beautiful backup. And so what I'll do now is, since she's been so good, and she's still holding a little bit of this weird tension in the front half of her body, like we can see how tense her neck and her shoulder is. Her hind end, relaxed. Very, I don't want to say, like almost a discrepancy. It's interesting. But now we can do a little bit of that gentle touch to bring her awareness to these tense areas. Right there. Right there. Right there. Good. 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 And she'll have a little lick and chew. Now I'll come back. Right there. Cool. All right. So we're going to shuffle back and forth between a few different things. Just keep her brain occupied. We're getting close to an hour here. So at the hour mark, I'm going to give her a little break and then we'll restart again. So I'm going to ask again for this backup. Really nice. She's super duper smart. And I'm going to just block the wrong answer. Notice the difference here of this time when I blocked her versus the first time. First time she was quite up, had a bigger reaction. This time she was like, oh, okay. Good girl. So I'm going to ask again for the backup. Good girl. Good girl. And I'm going to offer for her to go to my left. Intention, body, aids, closing the door. So she's in this like freeze. You see this? How her front legs are growing roots. Second they move, second she yields a little bit, this is going to go away. Because my body, good, is what is telling her what the ask is. And then once she's out there, I leave her alone. I'm watching her body, I'm watching her face, watching her ears. When she asks me a question, I will answer it. In the meantime, I'm going to allow her to enjoy the movement. She can ease into a walk if she liked. There's the question, I answered it. Keep going. I swear that thing is moving. And then I took my attention off of her and she came and met back up with me. So now I'm going to ask her to go to my right. Good. And I really only needed the intention and a little bit of the body there. She's a little bit ouchy to this right. And she's asking more questions in this direction. There, good. And again, really just need the intention and the body in this direction. She's quite sensitive. And then I'm going to see if I can draw her attention back to me. Good. Really nice. And then I'm going to let her settle. In these moments in between the exercises that you're doing with her are a really good time while she is processing for you to check in with yourself and center yourself. If you have any anxiety or energy or worries or fleeting thoughts, now's the time to kind of observe them and see if we can regulate so that once we pick up again and ask her something else, it's a clean slate. We're not bringing over any borrowed energy from the previous experience. Because as you can see, she's starting to relax a little bit. And she's really focused too, which is awesome. So now I'm going to ask her to go to the left again. First, my intention is set in my head. My body is going to proposition and ask, and look at her go. That's all she needed. And she walked off so nicely and gently. And then now that she's out there, I'm going to relax myself. I'm going to drop my arms. I'm going to drop my shoulders. And then when she asks a question, I can answer it very quietly. And she can pick her pace. If she feels better at a jog, that's totally fine. And then here she's thinking of a question, but she hasn't yet asked it. Here's the question, here's the answer. Beautiful. And then now I'm going to see. I'm going to have her go while I can explain this a little bit. Now I'm going to see if I can draw her attention back to me with as little input as possible. I'm going to kind of really sit in my intention for a second. I'm going to exhale. You'll notice when I'm asking her to keep going, I'm walking with her, right? Almost like I'm following her around this circle. When I set the intention for her to come back to me, I'm going to stop my movement. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to think about drawing her attention into me. Beautiful. You're awesome. You're a good horse. Good girl. So I really feel like we have a horse here who is super duper sensitive, and she hasn't been taught how to deal with all of the things that she notices and feels. Because it's like a gift to be this sensitive. She can pick up on tiniest little things. But if we are not able to do that ourselves, and we overstate what we need, and we talk too much, or we put too much energy into stuff, it's going to flood her. We can expand her threshold of tolerance for stimuli, but also it's good to understand that this horse doesn't need that much to know what you want from her, as long as you know how to ask it and are consistent in it. This is the second time that we've worked together, and I can ask her to move based off of just a little bit of body movement and my intention. And mind you that I skipped all of the prerequisites I usually do with these guys before lunging them. I usually talk to them about moving the shoulder, moving the hind leg, and she just figured it out all on the fly. Good. And see there, I didn't move my body. I literally gave a teeny tiny little kiss with the intention of her continuing to go. Good. That's all she needed. So again here, once we get past our sticky spot, I'm going to ask her to come back to me based off my intention. And an immediate response. Good girl. All right, I'm going to stop lunging her because she's a little sticky to that right side. I'm going to, again, intention, asking her to come join me. Notice I'm not pulling the rope, just seeing if she can follow this feel. Good. Good girl. Good girl. You're sweet. And we're going to see if we can get her a little more used to these ears being touched. Good girl. All right. I'm going to give her a little break here to digest that. I'm going to get some water. And I think we might try to do a little bit of liberty if I can get the, let's see if I can get the video thing to work.